OP17 is the worst One Piece set so far. Hey guys, today I want to talk about OP17. It hasn't even released, and it's already one of the messiest One Piece launches in a while. Pre-orders getting cancelled and refunded, and the same product reappearing on the same site for more money. And the actual price right now is just insane. So today I want to go through what's actually happening, what it means for the health of this game, and honestly, I'm a little frustrated about it because collectors and players deserve better than this. So some quick context on why this set is pulling this level of attention. The World's Strongest Warriors is One Piece's 4th anniversary set, releasing August 22nd in Japan and August 28th in English, with US pre-release coming end of this week. The chase cards for this set is stacked. Loki as a secret rare, a brand new rarity called Super Leader Parallel, and its first ever card is a Luffy. We also have the 4 original Emperors, Whitebeard, Shanks, Kaido, and Big Mom, all getting their own manga rares, with Shanks getting his 3rd manga rare now. And there's a Haki style special art SP, I believe, that includes Zoro alongside names like Garp, Roger, Yamato, and Rayleigh. We also have 4 gold SPs with the new Emperors. And I think what might be the biggest chase of this set are the 2 Pirate Crew SP cards, Luffy and Rocks. These cards look sick, and I want them in my collection. This set is absolutely filled with many big chase cards, and arguably the biggest set One Piece has put out so far. You can only imagine how many cards people want and how much this set will be highly sought after. Now here's the part that's actually making some people angry. In Asia, there are multiple sellers handling OP17, both Japanese and the English for Asia editions. They are now warning buyers up front that pre-orders may not get filled at all. They'll just refund your deposit if stock doesn't come through. And it seems that this problem isn't restricted to any specific region. Globally, we are seeing many local game stores, online websites, and even big retailers all cancelling OP17 pre-orders due to short allocation. I've seen this specifically in Australia, where I'm from. But is this really true? Because in some cases, I saw that the same product gets listed on their website for a higher price after they cancel the pre-order. Are local game stores now becoming a problem? Let's go through some numbers, because it may help us understand why this may be happening. On eBay Australia right now, English OP17 booster boxes are selling for around $600 close to $700, which is around $450 USD. The thing is, people are actually buying these boxes. And keep in mind, the retail price, if I'm not mistaken, is around 220 Australian dollar mark, or around 150 USD, give or take. Now, that's literally more than 3 times of a retail price. And I believe this is the first we've seen for any One Piece set. It's just gotten completely out of hand. For context, recent One Piece sets have not been anywhere near that at all. Let's go through some of that quickly. I'll only go through the few recent sets because longer ones have a higher premium due to the time passed and being out of the print run completely. Let's start with OP16. Now we're only going to go through the past 3 months so we can see if there was any changes quite recently. When OP16 came out end of May, it actually launched pretty strong. But as these things go, they'll usually always fall right after release, because people always try to offload the expensive pre-orders and it almost always never sells at the high price that they want. So this will cause a drop. And from OP16, we can see that it constantly fell for more than a month. And just a quick tip, this is usually when I would enter to get a box for my own collection. And then we can see that it went up again from July, and it's slowly climbing back up now. My guess is probably due to the reveals and hype of OP17. people are wanting to get the previous sets before it all goes crazy again. Looking at the top 5 chase for OP16, we can also see that this will always be quite a desirable set. With 3 manga rares, 2 very popular leader SP cards, OP16 has proven to be quite a strong, solid regular set. Then we'll look at OP15, Adventure on Kami's Island. As we can see here, for a 3-month period, this one has been going up. It's due to the fact that it's been a longer set, and print run has completely gone out of supply. I know I only said I'll check 3 months, but for education purposes, if we look at 6 months of data, we can also see that OP15 dropped in pricing from launch, also for about a month and a half. My opinion on OP15 is that it's not that big of a set. It does have 2 manga rares, but I would say that they're not as desirable compared to OP16. Lastly, we'll look at the most recent special set, or mostly referred to as the waifu set. We can see here that it dropped until June, which is the same pattern, and then starting to climb its way again till now. It's roughly 10% up, and I think this set will continue to climb, because the waifu demand is also real in the One Piece community. Looking at the top 5 chase, it's the SP cards with Manga Uta being the 4th ranked. Still a solid set with many cool artworks. From the graphs we just saw, we can almost conclude that the One Piece market is currently in its bull run, which sorta adds up to OP17 being super inflated right now. We just have to be a little bit patient and see what the data tells us. Now, from what I heard, there's also a second wave of OP17 stock expected to land in Australia around late September to early October. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. Even when stock arrives, stores tend to prioritize their actual playing customers first, which is good. Or they might hold product back to sell at a later date, whatever the market price is by then. And I hope it's not the latter. And I honestly don't know how allocations compare in the US. My assumption is they're probably much larger, given the market size there. So I assume more waves are coming. But if anyone in the US can correct me or let me know, I'm all ears. But at the end of the day, it's also Bandai. They like to make their games purposefully short printed and scarce. I get why they're doing that. But sometimes it makes people really want to drop playing the game or drop collecting. Not being able to get product as intended can become a real turn-off for the hobby. It just feels like you're always stressed and fighting for your life for every new set that drops. Industry coverage heading into this year describe One Piece TCG's growth as steady rather than explosive, which is good for the health and longevity of the game. And that actually adds up with what we're seeing. This isn't a card game that's just blowing overnight, kind of like Power World. It's one that's been building a real sustained player base for a while, in 4 years. And OP17 landing on top of that is a big part of what's creating this specific crunch or explosion. Even maybe a year or 2 ago, you'd hardly see any One Piece card vendors at card shows. But now, it's almost getting mainstream. And look, I'll be honest, I am a little tired, but also really excited for One Piece. Real collectors, people who actually love this game and the IP, are stuck fighting online bots, scalpers, and their own pre-orders getting cancelled just to get a box at a fair price. That's not a healthy way to run a card game people are trying to build a hobby around. I do think though, for singles, if you're looking to play, the prices of cards will be relatively the same as previous sets. Is this something Bandai actually needs to fix? And I think yes. And there are some real options here. They could tie a bigger share of allocation directly to verified players through official stores, the way some other games already do. They could increase print runs, specifically for anniversary sets, given they already know in advance these are the releases that spike the hardest. Or at minimum, they could put real pressure on retailers around cancellation policies, so people aren't left with a warning that their money might just get sent back with no product to show for it. Bandai themselves can even open pre-orders on their own website, where people can buy one box limited per household. Kinda similar with what Pokemon did with 151 when it was first out of stock and very highly demanded from everyone who missed out. None of that is guaranteed to happen. But if this pattern keeps repeating every time a big set drops, it's going to keep pushing new players away right at the moment this game is actually trying to grow. It may even push collectors out who have been collecting One Piece since the beginning. So OP17 is no doubt an absolutely insane set, and the demand behind it is very real. But the way it's being sold right now, cancelled orders, prices roughly 3 times the recent sets, and very little clarity on when stock or more waves might actually come is an actual problem. So for players, if you can get in through an official store as a registered player, that's still your safest and fairest way. Build relationships with your local card stores. Play the game even. With more waves anticipated to come, that might be the best way to do it if you've missed out on the first wave. For collectors like myself, I'd actually hold off on panic buying at 650 Australian dollars a box. Between the second wave and singles hitting the market once boxes get opened, there are better ways in than paying triple. If you can't justify spending over $600 a box, buy singles instead. Buy the cards that you want, the cards that make you happy. I'm sure with enough patience, you will find the right time to get in at a price you're happy at. At the end of the day, my number one rule in TCG investing or collecting is that you do not need to have everything. This is a slow journey and process, so enjoy it while you're in it. This is not a race. For those who are new here, this is Chill of the Chase, where we help passionate card collectors make smarter decisions in this hype-driven hobby. Let me know what you think. Has this happened to you, where your order got cancelled and seeing it listed higher on the same website? What are your thoughts on OP17? Is it just big hype at the moment? Should Bandai just print more? I'd like to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.